and welcome to Remote Sensing for Civil Engineers. In today's video, let's look at how to add an area of interest shapefile to Earthexplorer. Earthexplorer allows you to add a vector shapefile of your area of interest. You should upload this file as a zip file because shapefile contains many subfiles. At the minimum, you should have .shp, the shape index file, the .shx, as well as the attribute file .dbf as part of that zip file. You can also include other files such as the .prj file if you have it. Once you try to upload the shapefiles, oftentimes you might get an error that says that please limit your shapefile to 500 points. And clearly this is confusing because you're trying to add a vector shapefile and you're being told that there are more points, or there are points, more points than what Earthexplorer can handle. So what is the likely cause of this problem? What is happening behind the scenes is that the Earthexplorer takes your shapefile and then takes the extents of your shapefile and tries to make points on its map. This is the map which will allow Earthexplorer to figure out which tile to extract or show you for your data analysis. So it's not your vector file that is causing this problem, but really Earthexplorer taking your vector file and trying to create the points it needs to obtain the tiles of interest to you. Especially if your AOI has a lot of twists and turns, Earthexplorer is trying to map all those little twists and turns, which will lead to more than 500 points and cause this error. So there are a couple of potential solutions to overcome this. One is that you can open your shapefile, write down the bounding coordinates, and then manually add the bounding coordinates. Instead of adding a shapefile, you add 4 points, one corresponding to x min, y min, one corresponding to x min, y max, the other one corresponding to x max, y min, and then the last point being the x max, y max. And this will create a rectangle in that Earthexplorer map, and that will help Earthexplorer find the tiles of interest to you. The other way to do it would be to create a shapefile that captures the extent of your area of interest. This will be a rectangular shapefile and contain the same 4 points that you can add manually. So these are the bounding extents of your area of interest. This is often sufficient because Earthexplorer returns the tiles that contain your AOI, which are 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. It doesn't necessarily clip or mask the data to your AOI. So really, your addition of the shapefile is to simply identify the tiles or the row in the path or the tiles where your data resides. Okay. To do this, you can use the Extract Layer Extent tool in QGIS and obtain a shapefile of the layer extent. You can then zip this file and use it for data download. Let's go to QGIS and Earthexplorer to see how this is all done. So let's go ahead and open QGIS. And what I'm going to do is open a file. And I have a file called Beaumont. And I'm going to bring Beaumont shapefile. And this is the shapefile of Beaumont, Texas, which I want to use for going to Earthexplorer and downloading the data. Notice that Beaumont, the one side of the Beaumont has has the Neches River, so it is very undulated. And if I were to zip this file, you can see that I already have a zip file ready for my analysis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Earthexplorer and try to upload this file. So I can go to my KML shapefile upload, change that to shapefile. Clearly, you have to be logged in to download data. So if you haven't registered, you should register and get an Earthexplorer account before you can do this process. And then you try to select the file, and that happens to be in my data and then GIS. And if I go to BMT, you can see that I have all these Beaumont data. If I just try to download the, just put the shapefile, it'll tell me that your shapefile must be compressed into a single file or a zip file and have all these files. So you obviously need a zip file. And I do have a zip file ready where I have zipped all these files. And if I try and open it, it'll say, please limit your shapefile to 500 points. So this is the problem that you typically encounter. And the one solution for that is to close this, go to QGIS, and in your processing toolbox, you can go here and say layer extract layer extent. So you can see that in the layer tools, it has this extract layer extent. If I double click on that, I get the extract layer extent. So I want to extract this, and I'm going to save this to a file, and I'm going to save this in my remote sensing data, then GIS. I'm going to go to BMT, and I'm going to say BMT extent and save this file. And notice I want to save this as SHP files and not as geopackage files by default. So I'm going to save this as SHP file, and the name is BMT extent. So once I save it, it is being saved here as BMT extent, and I'm going to run this. And once it's done, it closes, and then it gives me the BMT extent. So if I turn this hollow, I'm just going to make a green outline here, you can see that it is capturing the four corners. Okay. So now I can zip this file and take it into Earthexplorer. So let's quickly go to my data, GIS, I go to BMT, and then I select the BMT extent files, and I essentially compress it, and we'll call it BMT extent.zip. So now I have the zip file, and now I can upload the zip file to my Earthexplorer. So I go here, back to Shapefile. I'm going to select the file, and this time I'm going to select the BMT extent.zip and open it, and you can see that it has been uploaded. And you can also see that it has created these 4 points, which are the 4 corners. So if you were trying to bring the actual Beaumont file, it is trying to clip all these curves that are associated with the city of Beaumont. That is the Neches River that flows along the boundary of the Beaumont, and that's what adds a lot of points here, which causes the problem. So hopefully this will help you understand how to download the data. And again, if you can from now on do other things such as put your date range, cloud cover, and other options, and select the data or the tiles of interest to you. So I hope you found this video useful. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, and goodbye.